2 potatoes should be fine, right? So 2 potatoes. We go back to the prep cam so you can see what I'm doing. So we're just going to cut these into like really small pieces. You can just dice it or slice it, whatever you want to do. Les pommes de terre. Correct, I would assume. So yeah, just really thin pieces. You want them to cook quick. We might only need 1 potato, to be honest. It's a pretty decent sized potato. Okay, 1 potato. Yes. Well, you can teach me some French. I only know very limited kitchen French, like mise en place, les petits pois à la française, little things like that. So I can speak some French, but definitely not well enough that I can converse. And you need better knives than knife skills? Well, that is fine. That's why we teach knife skills here. Okay. Oh, snuffing puppy. Bless you. That is how we do it. That is how we do it. It does feel weird when you start doing it. When you start working with because a lot of people when they cut, they'll do this one and they're holding stuff like this and trying to chop like that, right? But it does feel weird to hold the food like this when you're chopping, but I promise you when you get used to it, magic, absolute magic. Oh, so I don't know if you can see that, chat, but those pears are starting to come up a beautiful light pink color now. So that wine is soaking in. Okay, so in here, we're just going to pour some thickened cream. That is about 150 mils, 1 potato. And a little bit of water. About another 100 mils. Maybe another 150 mils. So we'll say 50% water, 50% cream. So I'm just going to get 2 little cloves of garlic there. Just keeping one eye on that chai tea. Listen, it wouldn't be the first time that I've completely forgotten about it and come back and seen the stove completely covered in milk. So I promise you it's definitely something you need to look and watch. You can do other things while you're cooking it, but please be careful. It's like my story about making butterscotch sauce all over again. That one won't boil over, but you'll make butterscotch pumice in the bottom of your pot if you forget about your butterscotch sauce. It's not nice. Into our potato and cream and water and garlic mix. Just going to put a little bit of salt. I think about a teaspoon. And for this one, we're definitely going to use some white pepper. So don't use black pepper. I mean, you can, it's not going to ruin the dish, but white pepper will just make the effect a little bit cooler. So that now needs to go onto our stove. So I'm going to switch the chai tea out for that. I'm going to put the chai tea at the back. We're cooking a lot of things at the same time, chat. But again, you guys can just do these, you're probably not going to be making 3 or 4 things at once. I just like the punishment. So we're just going to boil up those potatoes. I'll go over to that camera actually. Where's it going? Cooking can, there it is. So we're boiling up these potatoes and the garlic with the salt and pepper and cream and water. Because what we're going to do with that is we're going to make like a puree, right? It's going to be a little bit like a very thick soup. And that's going to form this lovely white base for the salmon and the herbs and everything that comes afterwards. So that's our base that we're making. And like I said, these dishes today, I was feeling a little bit fancy, so I'm making them a little bit technical. But flavour-wise, you can play around with them. You can do the same flavours, just in a less fancy way. Speaking of being fancy, if you checked out the Discord and you wanted to follow along, we were talking about asparagus. I definitely wanted to... I definitely requested for this recipe to get the fattest asparagus you could. As you can see, I have some very chubby asparagus. One of them has tried to escape. So I'm just going to get the chubbiest and straightest ones I can. Get 3 of those. The rest of these will be used for the other dish. Because what we're going to do with these, something a little bit weird, right, is just starting from one end, right, this is something fun you can do, right, you just want to shave the asparagus like this. You know, with these beautiful little ribbons of asparagus. And when you get close to halfway through, flip it over and do the other side. So, you see there that cream is boiling. I'll just go back to the cooking cam since we're going to hang out over there for a second. So that cream is now boiling. That's what we want, because we want to boil those potatoes till they're fully cooked. The chai tea just slowly warming. You can see the colour is starting to change, hopefully. So it's going like a more browny tea colour rather than just sort of plain white milk. And these pears are getting pinker and pinker as we go. Exactly what we're after. Delicious. Okay. So your asparagus will have a really woody stem on it. Just make sure that when you're preparing your asparagus, right, you can actually usually tell by when you put pressure on it, you can see where it bends, and they will snap naturally at that woody stem. But I'm leaving it on so I can sort of strip off the asparagus more easily by holding the stem. Completely ruin the... Hydrate. Oh, hydrate. I will indeed. I have the hydrate drink bottle right here. Hydrates. Oh. Bless you, BB. I was getting very dry over here. So those are our little asparagus shreds, little ribbons. They look very cute. Delicious. We're looking good. We're looking good. Legend. BB's got me. It's fine. I will never go dry when BB's here. I'll never shrivel up and die, chat. I promise I'll remember to drink as long as you remind me. Okay. Another item that we're going to need. Somewhere here. Okay. I'm just keeping a close eye on that tea because we're almost ready for it. Okay, I do have a lovely fig, which I got from the shops as well. So we're just going to need about 1/4 of it for this dish. So I'm just going to take 1/4 of it. Just trim the top and the bottom into the worm farm. And then just some thin slices. And just take them from each side. I think 5 should be good. So 5 nice slices there. And then I might just have to taste test this just to make sure it's okay. Delicious. I'm just going to get a fork. Switch over to cooking can. Okay. So those potatoes are almost done. That's why we cut them very thin, so they would cook within a short amount of time. So we'll give them about another minute, and then we can blend all that up. Never ever, baby, never ever. That's why you're the best human being. I'm just going to add a touch of water to that because the cream's starting to thicken up just a little bit too quickly. So just a little bit of water in there. You don't want it to get too thick. So, potatoes, I'm just going to take off the heat there for a second. Excuse me, Mr. Cat. So, what I'm going to do with these potatoes now, we're just going to put them into our little food processor here. So that's the cream, salt and pepper and garlic and the really thinly sliced potatoes. Right, a bit of a noise warning. I'm just going to use my little blender here. Yeah, true. Okay, so we're just going to blitz this. All right. So I'm just using like a milkshake maker. So you don't need any sort of special equipment. Just a blender or a milkshake maker will do fine. Really smooth puree. I'll just show you what I mean. If we get a plate out here. Hello, puppy. I swear he's trying to kill me today. Alright, so we get a spoon of this. Right? And you see how smooth that is? Beautiful. Hey, BB, I have not made cider before, but I will also try to make cider. Hey, puppy, Oren, you come here? Come say hi to chat. Come say hi to Gunahula. Pop up. Pop up. Here, pop up here. Here's Puppy. Are you a good boy? Hey, come over here. Can you sit? I think people can see you. Hold on, let's go to the right camera. Which one do we need? We need the prep can. Okay. And can you hand? Shake? Shake hands? And what about the other hand? And high five? Oh, good boy. I think we should give Puppy a treat. What do you reckon, chat? Here's our delicious puppy treats we made ourselves a couple of weeks ago. Do it! Hey, can you pop up? Oh, good boy. Okay, you go eat that. Yeah, take another one. Put it on your bed. Go get it. Okay. Sorry, what was I talking about? So that's our puree, right? You see how nice and smooth that is? That's what we want. And it's just sort of sticky enough. It's not solid like mashed potato, but it's still not gonna like run all over the plate. So that's exactly what we're looking for, right? Delicious. Delicious. We're just gonna check the taste. Hey, POTUS! How you going, mates? 6 months. Dear Lord. Have I been affiliate for 6 months? Have you been subscribed for 6 months? You must have been one of my first subscribers. You absolute legend. Okay, we have our cutting board back. We have some dill here. So I'm just going to get a few of the nice leaves from the top. Leave out the stems. Okay. So dill is a really good herb with any fish, but particularly with salmon. So I'm just going to roll it up into a little ball of dill and just shred it. Grim, I should make Grim my resident security guard of this bar, to be honest, because that's kind of his role. There's never any cause for language like that. Hey man, that's true, holy shit. Have I just made it as a real streamer and had like a troll in my chat? Wow. Wow. Okay, so we're just going to mix in that dill. And you can see the difference if we put them side by side. So that is our base. Our little dill cream sauce we've made. So I'm going to use a big plate for this. That can actually go away. Just a little container of some sort. Just a small one. Because what we need to do is we're just going to boil some water. You can do this on the stove as well, but I'm just going to do it with the kettle. So we're just going to boil some water, and what we're going to do with that is this asparagus, those beautiful little asparagus sort of shards that we did. We're only going to pour a little bit of hot water on them, that's it, done. They're going to cook really, really fast. We can put a little bit of salt on top, just a touch. Okay, so what's the best place? I think I need to switch. Okay, hold on. I'll move all the preppy stuff over here. I'll put the plate there. We're going to need a cookie cutter. Okay, so we're going to need a cookie cutter, right? This is what we're going to plate up in. So, first thing, we put about 2 tablespoons of this as a base, and just a nice smear on the plate. And then along the length of that, right, just putting some of that nice fig, those nice thin slices we did. I did tell you guys this was going to get a little bit fancier today. Okay. And that's going right there. Now, last thing here, I've got, yeah, it is a little bit fancy. Very fancy, very fancy. Okay. Right, we've got our boiled water, so I actually won't use that just yet. We're going to make the salmon first. So I've got 2 fillets here. I think I only need to use 1. So this is a hot smoke. You're all going to become pros. That is true. So this is a hot smoked salmon. Hello, puppy. Can you smell salmon? You can use the like the cold smoked salmon, that is not a problem. And what we want to do here is just about half a tablespoon of that creamy sauce there. Okay, so we're doing the asparagus. All I'm doing is pouring that boiling water in, just to cover it. And that will only take about 20 seconds to cook because they're so thin. Okay? Just give them a quick mix around. And then tip out your hot water. Put cold water in. Just from the tap. Just to stop the cooking process. Because otherwise they'll keep cooking and go brown. Just want to remove that heat from it. Okay? Perfect. And they end up with these beautiful, thin pieces of asparagus. Look at that. Just lovely. Okay, so what you want to do with this asparagus is just try to get as much water out as you can. And we're just making a little base. Just carefully put it into that little mold there and press it in. So again, like I said today, we're going more like, instead of the rustic home cooking I normally do on this channel, I thought we'd do something fun. All right, so with this salmon, we're just gonna break it up and mix it with that sauce. Delicious dill and salmon. You don't want to be too rough with this. You don't want to make like a paste. Just break it apart, that fillet apart. So you got like flaky salmon fillets like that. So then just place this in the top of that mold there. Got a little bit extra, that's fine. Good on a sandwich or something, salmon sandwich, delicious. And obviously if you're doing this in a restaurant, you'd have all this prepared ahead of time. So now we're just going to lift that little cookie cutter off. I've got some little micro herbs. So I'll just pick a little bunch of that. And just lots of height, particularly on the herbs, really good effect. So keep them really light, fluffy on top. And that is our delicious salmon entree, or starter. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. You can watch me stream on Twitch, catch my videos right here, or check me out on Instagram. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.